All you hoes, you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. All you hoes don't give a damn what you wanna do.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.
Yes. Welcome, guys. Welcome. What's good, everybody? Welcome to another podcast, another live stream here on the night edition of the Chaos Reign Show. I am the one and only Chaos Reign. And today, a brother went in, but he does not go in. He actually demolished the many naysayers, the talking points, this trope of views of black men, or what they call black masculine, in under an hour. But it's deeper. There's much more. And the funny thing about this, because we're gonna roll this tape, and as you guys come in, please like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you didn't subscribe, and leave comments, and please support the channel. And you know how y'all could support the Chaos Reign Show. Don't let me have to do it, guys. Don't let me have to do it, but I'll play it anyway so y'all can see.
My money.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Betty, bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
You know how it is. That's how we do it here. And as we come in the video, make sure if you guys have an issue with my sound, let me know right now. I'm also proceed, but nonetheless, and I got some videos from these ladies that admit why we're in the situation we in and why they choose these certain men. So no further ado, let's run this tape, guys, and let's hear y'all reactions and thoughts. Let's go.
Published author,
Yes, ma'am.
23 books published,
Correct.
media tyrant, media titan, and you scale businesses into millionaire status.
Facts.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's an honor. So before we get into the nitty gritty, I wanted to touch on the Charlie Kirk situation. Are we allowed to talk about that?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Okay, what's your thoughts on that? Do you feel like people are out of touch with empathy since his shooting, or?
Listen, man, here's the bottom line. When it comes to somebody like Charlie Kirk, everybody is the bad guy in somebody's story. And sometimes people don't understand in this charged environment, if you say something somebody don't like, they're going to try and pop you. That man didn't deserve to lose his life. And what people don't understand, when white people catch a cold, black people get full-blown AIDS. And so we got to be real careful as to how we talk about and acknowledge what happened, because there are people like celebrating, and then next thing you know, they're losing their job. Then they crying on the same TikTok talking about, I can't believe I got fired because I made fun of Charlie Kirk. You made fun of a man who got shot down in front of his wife and children.
Right.
Like, so.
Now, mind you, if this would happen, if the roles were reversed, I would be honest, no one would have lost their job if a black man got his head peeled back or wore apart his body in front of his kids, to be honest, and his wife. So So that's why a lot of people don't really have no sympathy. Unfortunately, guys, make sure to hit the like button. But let's move forward. 'Cause I don't want to hear all this because I already covered Mr. Kirtland on previous videos.
At some point, you got to understand when somebody you know, and I know I've been black a long time, don't plan on
You
switching
said you've
up.
been black a long time.
I've been black a long time, 48 years of blackness.
All my life.
We'll keep it up. I know plenty of people who got shot and gunned down, and I would feel some type of way, you know, if people was cheering and applauding for that. You know, we've all lost someone, and so, you know, God bless him.
So this man is born in 1977. Okay, let's go.
I didn't agree with a lot of his rhetoric, but I will defend his right to say it because, again, you start messing with white people's rights, our rights ain't got a chance.
And Dave Anderson, y'all. I told you he was opinionated. Now take us back home. What was home life like for you? How did you get so articulate, so smart, so successful?
My dad was a cop. My mom was a teacher. My grandmother was a teacher. I had an uncle who was a teacher. I spent a lot of time in books. And then, shoot, man, I grew up with a speech impediment for a real long time, and then I had to go through speech therapy. So that meant I spent a lot of time reading. Yeah, I speak publicly. I had a speech impediment, and I have dyslexia and dyscalculia.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I would have never known any of that.
You're not supposed to. I'm not walking around here like a victim.
Right. I love that.
You know, so it comes down to just
Very
spending
good.
time researching. And in my house, the way I grew up, even with my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, everybody, you could have an opinion, but you better be ready to back it up. You couldn't just say whatever you wanted to say without having some evidence, some knowledge of what was happening. And so, you know, the other part of that is I was raised to play for my last name. When you look at anybody's jersey who's a professional athlete, they have their last name on their back.
And this brother came a long way. Good on him. He didn't make no excuse. He overcome the obstacles of dyslexia, what do call it, speech impediments, or any unknown mental or, you know, shortcomings. But it's not possible to overcome it. I think the thing that made him overcome it because he put in the work. And not only that, one thing, if you didn't pay attention closely, both his family, his mother, uncles, whoever he said earlier, were teachers. So they highly prioritize to be well trained, not educated, because I don't use the word educate, because education right now today has been used loosely in the Western world. He's been trained well to, you know, be able to be up on things, especially reading, writing, and arithmetic. So that's something to really pay attention. But let's listen to more. And he's going to get to the part about, you know, why this black woman feels so sassy to talk and itch on black men the way she does. Let's go.
And your name was supposed to mean something, you know, so I wasn't going to go out here and dishonor my grandfather's name, my father's name, my mother's name by just, you know, not living up to my full potential. So
Let's talk about the Black Agenda.
the real black agenda.
The book. He has a book out called The Black Agenda.
The real black agenda.
The real Black Agenda. So what internal or external movement led you to realize that a different conversation was needed?
Because you got a bunch of Yowza Boss, Shade Tree house coons either on television, in the pulpit, or being elected, sitting up here promising you things and never delivering on them. Like, for the past 60 years, black people have not been flourishing the way we should, even though we love hollering out hashtag black excellence. We love talking about our accomplishments. Somebody graduates, that's great, but we're number one in student loan debt, right? Our wealth has dropped 60% over the past 10, 15 years. And so at some point, we got to realize that everybody is eating off us. We love talking about for the culture and how the culture is this, the culture is that, but white people own the culture. It's our culture, but they're monetizing it. And so at some point, you got to realize everywhere else you go, like when I was in radio, I lived in 34 cities in 19 states, and I saw the same thing everywhere. There was a Chinatown, there was a Little Italy, there was a Koreatown, but I didn't see Brothertown or Black Girl Magicville. But I did see the hood everywhere I went.
Right.
That's by design. And so in order to fix that, we got to start shutting down our wagons, stop trying to take everybody's cause, stop fighting for illegal immigrants, fighting for this cause, fighting for that cause. while everybody else walks on our back and get benefits we ain't got yet.
Talk about it. Now, with the black agenda, did you
The real black agenda.
The real black agenda. Did you struggle with finding a balance between, being brutally honest and not being offensive in your book?
If black people,
I respect the nature of the question, but let's be fair. If the problem is not only the title of the book, but in essence, what the book holds and what is its purpose, then yes, I find it offensive personally, because you have to be real. You have to be honest, not only with yourself, but you have to be honest with those that will read your book and know you as the author. Why I want to sit there, invest money, buy, let's say, any form of literature, and I would advise people to get your copy of, if you can, while the what they call the Black Master Conclave edition still is out there, the Gospel of Saint Kevin Samuels. That's a plug for those that don't know. Is I rather respect an author write some in essence and sincere to his own heart and be truthful, so I get a real understand of where you come from mentally when you write the book. And one of the few books that I've seen wrote, it's a good book, advocate people get it, is because it goes into the history of Kevin Samuels when he first did his first 3 years, when he first started on YouTube in roughly 2017. He worked on men, getting men better. And after 2017 to roughly 2020, that is a span of 3 years. And he started working on the women, or really going at the women, in May of 2020. I would say nearly the first week. And he focuses attention on the woman. The point is this. In this book, if you ever get it, he's being honest and truthful in the whole punch bars of how the mindset of how Kevin worked and think. So in regards to Mr. Don Anderson, I think his name Mr. D. Anderson, he's going to be truthful in his material, in his works, because you're not going to get a more real essence of how to really go about the black agenda if he's not keeping honest and where our shortcomings and where we need to go. So that's a side note. I'm going to let him explain more to this. And please like the stream, guys. And if you guys have any questions, please leave it in the chat room, comment, and please support the channel with super chats. Let's go.
can't take brutal honesty at this point, then I feel sorry for you. You're not my audience. Like, at some point, we got to stop coddling people. Like, we the only group of people that sits up here and tries to make all these arrangements for our trash.
No, actually, the people that like the word, or what we call coddling, is black women. And as a black woman cheats and raise her sons to be baby Hueys and to be coddled and act and move like her. So when they get to a certain age, roughly when they start getting puberty and stuff, they think in the world owes them no explanation, and they are coddled just like her. So that's why you see a few black men, young black men or older black men or men of a certain adult age, get to a point where they can't handle certain things, the truth or anything, life throws at them, because they've been coddled and groomed to be a sissy, a wimp. Her mom did that to him. Let's keep going.
Never should have ate it.
What?
Big as hell.
So what's
your times, y'all?
What's your thoughts about him? How do you feel about him?
The same way I feel about most of these mega preachers. What good are they? All they do is y'all's a boss. And again, what do you have to show? The Bible says you will know the tree by the fruit that it bears. What fruit have they bear? You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't Jamal Bryant say, I'm going to take the land because I want the brothers that smell like weed? Did he start the dispensary yet? Did we get the new birth dispensary?
No.
That hasn't happened. But you got time to be on CNN, and then you got to try and blackmail Target for $250 million just so that you can wear your mama's brooch and, you know, talk about things that really don't affect us, because DEI only helps white women. It doesn't really help us. 4% of all DEI jobs go to black people, but nearly 60% of the DEI firings go to black people. But good job, Jamal. Keep collecting in buckets.
Keep good job, Jamal. So was there a particular event, like a personal situation that you went through that inspired you to write the Black Agenda?
The real black agenda.
The real Black Agenda.
It was the fact that I have a YouTube channel called I Never Knew TV, and we have different black voices throughout the diaspora, so here on the continent, in the Caribbean. And when I launched the Ask Dave Anderson series, I would pose these problems and things.
And that's a good YouTube channel. If you guys don't know, I Never Knew TV, I'm subscribed to it. I highly advise you go check it out. Very good YouTube channel. Let's go.
Things that I saw happen in the community, and everybody in the comment want to be a thumb thug talking about, well, what's the solution? I hear you talking about the problems, but what's the solution? They need a solution. So I spent 30,000 plus words giving y'all a solution, so now you ain't got no excuse. You don't want to listen to Killer Mike. You don't want to listen to David Banner. You didn't want to listen to Dr. Claude Anderson. You didn't want to listen to Ice Cube. You didn't want to listen to Farrakhan. So hopefully, me putting this out will allow somebody to start taking some action.
Do you feel like the black community is ready to read the truths in the real Black Agenda?
Whether they're ready or not, here it is.
Was there any part of the book that you hesitated to write because you didn't want to be offensive?
It's not even about being offensive. I hesitated to talk about the fact that we're in bed with the Democratic Party and we ain't got nothing for it. The only time you ever see these folks is when they come to New Birth because it's their birthday, or they want to stand around and dance with pudgy-ass Worrell and Martin and do some horrible-ass dance. You never see them do anything effectively in the black community. The same people who you say are racist are not the only racist. Joe Biden was mentored by Strom Thurmond, racist. He was mentored by Robert Byrd and eulogized him. Robert Byrd was a Klansman. But he reformed, because that type of deep-seated racism over 100 some odd years just magically goes away. He said that he didn't want people growing up in a racial jungle. And so when you tell black people anything bad about Democrats, they're like, oh, Lord, no, you best not say nothing about Bill Clinton. You best not say nothing about Master Biden. And Lord, don't come for Barack. Right. And it's just like, okay. When Trayvon Martin died, what did Barack do? He could have been my son. And then he walked his ass right back in the White House.
So I guess the question that I have for you is, because listen, I'm on the same page. How do we get the black community to wake up and kind of wean away from the Democrat community? I feel like it's coming in small numbers, but for the most part, and my own family members, my older family members, they really was like feeling some type of way when I told them that I didn't want to vote Democrat. Like, it's like they feel like our older black family members feel like just because we're black, we have to vote Democrat. Like, we have to.
So the same.
You know, I find it very weird when it comes to this question, what should we goddamn do, right? What should we do, right? I would be honest with y'all, personally, since a black one asked this dumb question, and the question is getting redundant, dumb, I'm go there. You don't do nothing. Stay at your obsolescence, wallow in your misery, wallow and take on your oppression as is, and be happy with it. That would be the answer I get. I'll be real honest with you. You should accept everything and do nothing. That would be a better answer, because I'm at the point that it's very much redundant and it sounds pretty pathetic. You keep asking the same dumbass questions when you already know what you should be doing. Personally, that's how I see it. I don't know about y'all, but that's how I see it. Let's go.
Baby boomers and the first half of Gen Xers that got us in this mess are now talking about they're upset. You gave us this world. You let them run wild. You let them run ragged, do whatever they want. You didn't ask for anything. We live in a country that is not a democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. The founding fathers never wanted any type of democracy, because for those of you who spent no time in third grade civics, democracy means the majority rules. The founding fathers didn't want that. They wanted to keep their landmass slave owning game going. And so if you understand that this is not about a democracy, you got more control over who's WWE champion than you do who's president. So at some point, you got to understand all the boomers need to go. Go sit down, hang it up. You ruined us. Now we got to fix this mess. Here's the thing. Gay people. I didn't say nothing yet.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Gay people have representatives on both sides of the aisle. If you think I'm lying, explain Bruce. I'm sorry, Caitlyn Jenner. Hispanics have people on both sides of the aisle. Who's the Chinese American leader? You don't know who they are. You want to know why? They too busy running Chinatown, and it doesn't matter how many conglomerates I put up. It doesn't matter how many businesses I acquire. I can't buy an inch of land in Chinatown. But yet and still, you got Chinese people giving you chicken wings covered in MSG. You got Korean people doing your nails, putting gel in it. You realize gel manicures just got banned in the UK? You got Indians and Ethiopians.
Really? Let's look that up right now, guys. Let's look that up. And please like the stream and share the stream and participate in the chat room. All right, let's look what it says about the jail. Did I pause it? Okay, pause. Let's look. Let's take a look. Okay. Why is regulation status? The key chemical used in many gel nail polish is called trimethyl-benzoate or diethylene phosphine oxide. It's hard to pronounce it. I get tongue-tied. I apologize. Has been banned in the UN EU since September 2025. The UK has not yet implemented the ban, but is expected to do so around late 2026 and early 2027. Damn. The ban is not banned on a gel nail polish, but on products containing TPO in that specific role. Why is the ban happening? TPO is used in gel polish as a photo initiator. It helps gel harden under UV and LED lights. It has been classified as under EU chemical regulation as a CMR 1B substance, meaning it considered potential carcinogens, mutagenic, and toxics of reproduction based on animal slaves. Ooh, oh yeah. Oh, they're gonna ban that crap right there. No need more to read. There was more things, but that right there. Once talking about reproduction, oh, that gotta go. Gotta go. I tell you one thing they're gonna use it on. Haggis. Let's continue. Arius, enjoy.
Ethiopian people giving you Dunkin' Donuts. They tell you there's no money in the hood, but McDonald's don't build nothing that is not a profit center. So why are there so many McDonald's in the hood? They convinced you that the hood was the problem, but the problem is the hood has not woken up to what's really happening. And so I don't really give a rat's ass. If you go independent and you say, give me something for my vote. Are you dating? Are you messing with somebody right now? Have you seen somebody recently?
Who, me?
You. I'm talking to you.
You mean like am I married?
No, I know you're not married, but I mean, are you seeing somebody? Have you seen somebody before?
I'm not married.
Have you been on a date before?
Yes.
Okay. Did you?
Oh, and let y'all know this is in Atlanta, so you know how it is. So, a lady, you have been dating. All right, so you've been screwing, you've been clapping cheeks. All right, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. Let's listen more.
Just say, you know what? Skip the date. We just gonna go home. No, you want to make sure that this person is invested in you, cares about you. You want to know how they act, but you're treating your political future and your community's future like a one-night stand, and you too horny to do anything about it. And what do? They come along and they fuck you. Excuse my language, but that's the only way I can say it.
You mean the Democratic Party? They come along.
The Democratic Party knows that y'all not going nowhere. That's why they were so big on these illegals, because they want to get a second voter base that's going to be loyal to them.
So how do you think the world would have turned out right now in present day where we are now, where everything that happened had Kamala Harris made it into office instead of Donald Trump?
I mean, they tried their best to install her. It would have still been a shit show. Period, point blank. Here's the
Yeah, preach, my brother, preach. It would have been an ish show, because one thing, all she's going to do is use as a front to carry on political agendas. She has no mind of her own. She already told you right off the bat that if she's president, nothing's going to change. They're gonna follow the same script rubric. So tell me you're a puppet. You're a parrot. Someone's giving you orders, you follow. That's not no leadership. And this is what black women were fighting black men, and black men so stupid said, I'm gonna vote for this bitch. You must be out your goddamn mind. We don't follow parrots or any form of puppets. Let me scratch it. In America, most people do follow puppets because you don't know who's paying these people that you said leading you. That's another story. But overall, no one's really gonna say you're gonna be our president. Absolutely not. Let's listen more. And guys, I got more people watching the video. So if you don't be so kind, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, man. And participate in the chat room.
Thing. Forget how you feel about the former vice president. Forget whether or not she's black or Jamaican, even though I have never heard her finish the sentence, boom, bye, bye, in a body boy, it. She don't know that. She graduated in 1986, but swore she listened to Tribe Called Quest and Snoop Dogg when she was in college. All of that aside, nobody voted for her in a primary. She went on The View, which is friendly to everything Democratic and everything female, and they gave her a low ball, low IQ question, which was, if you could do anything different than what Joe Biden has done so far, what would you change? I wouldn't change anything. Joe, he did it, Joe. What did she do? What did she do?
At 29 Sky Entertainment, they are introducing fresh talent and creativity to the world. They offer innovative services. No.
No. No. No.
That's what she will do. She ain't doing a goddamn thing. And people should know that. Hold on. So let's continue on with the tape. There he is.
Let's change gears a little bit. Your media platform, he has an amazing media platform. It's about pushing the needle and using your brain. Now, you spoke also about Roland Martin.
I did.
And I got a quote. You called Roland Martin, you said he is cosplaying in kente cloth.
Yeah, cosplaying in kente cloth, but they all do. Nancy Pelosi cosplayed in kente cloth.
Now, for Mr. Martin, as somebody who, you keep it real, what would you like to see Mr. Martin do more of for the black community?
So he sat up there, and he kept talking about, well, the Congressional Black Caucus, go to my iPad, and then what have we gotten? We gotten a YouTube channel because he can't keep a job in mainstream broadcasting, and then he bitches and moans all the time about how he's not getting enough money, but he got $300,000 from Kamala Harris's campaign and still couldn't help her deliver black community. What has he done significantly other than complain and bitch? And then when he says something about people who disagree with him, he calls them dumbasses.
Right.
And then when people who are masculine come and confront him, he hides behind black women and runs and calls for security. He won't have a conversation that...
And it's simple. He does it because Roland Martin is a sissy. Little bitch. That's what he is. And it's unfortunate. A man that is as fat as him and so effeminate and so weak that he can't confront a man. It's sad, but we have them here in these communities. There are a good number of Roland Martins out here that are very effeminate, soft, and will kiss the boot licks of other women. And he is a male in nature. And it is what it is, guys. All right, let's go.
Anybody with any type of level of intelligence worth respecting, and yet and still he's dancing for Hillary Clinton, he danced for Obama, he's dancing for Kamala, he's dancing for whoever he wants. And that's the thing, he's an entertainer, he's not a politician, and he hasn't been a journalist for 15 years. What did Malcolm X say? Do not listen to entertainers, comedians, and trumpet players. What are we doing? Listening to entertainers, comedians, and trumpet players. D.L. Hughley got a GED, and this is who you listen to? D.L. Hughley is a multi-millionaire, but he's mad every single day. How many D.L. Hughley scholars? Anybody got the D.L. Hughley scholarship? Anybody got the D.L. Hughley real estate supplementary program? So why is he so mad? Why is he yelling and screaming all the time?
I feel like celebrities feel like that just because they have a name, they can go into like the podcast realm, and just because you have the following, you feel like you have the credentials and the background to go into that atmosphere. That's just my thoughts.
I mean, that's a feeling. That doesn't make it a fact. You are entitled to your own feelings, but it don't mean it's a fact. Like, my child plays Grand Theft Auto, but she's 10 years old with autism. I'm not going to give her the keys to my truck because that would be irresponsible and stupid. And they would probably jail me for that.
I know your daughter played Grand Theft Auto. I want she play a new one, Grand Theft Auto 5. That's what's up. Hey, get her Grand Theft Auto 6, my dude. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be very in-depth, you know. It's going to be about based on Miami. So, and, you know, we don't advocate, promote certain things, but Grand Theft Auto is a very popular title, a must-have, anticipating next new game. So be on the lookout. Very use. Let's continue.
Sometimes a microphone in the wrong hands is a weapon. And like I said, you will know the tree from the fruit that it bears. Show me the fruit, and then we can have a conversation.
Talk to us about the YN apocalypse.
So again, this is another thing that Gen X and the baby boomers did, which was not pay attention to the importance of rearing your child. When you're getting paid by daddy government, because daddy government did the baby face on you, I'll pay your rent, I'll buy your clothes, I'll give you housing too, just don't have a man in the house. When daddy is out of the equation because you forced him out, you get YNs. For every action, this is science, y'all learned this in 9th grade. In every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So now you got these kids out here and push.
Hey, you know what? That sounds so good. I got to rewind it. I know a lot of people want to hear that. Let's rewind that. Let's hear it again.
When daddy is out of the equation because you forced him out, you get YNs. For every action, this is science. Y'all learned this in 9th grade. In every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So now you got these kids out here. I'll buy your clothes.
One more time.
I'll give you housing too. Just don't have a man in the house.
Mm-hmm.
When daddy is out of the equation because you forced him out, you get YNs. For every action, this is science. Y'all learned this in 9th grade. In every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So now you got these kids out here in Pooh Shiesty masks because you have not taught them that they can do something with their hands. You told them to go to college, and I'm sorry, everybody ain't a scholar. My grandfather put 7 kids through college with a 6th grade education just working with his hands. We get off of that because that's not sexy enough. Then you get this propaganda of this person's got to be a high-value man. He got to have 6, 7 figures for you to even look his way. He got to take you on a $300 meal date. The first date, don't know your middle name, your last name, your blood type, or your STD panel. But you want all these things for him. So at the end of the day, what's happened is these YNs are out here robbing you because you did not give them any skills to focus on. You did not give them anything to do. You did not give them any sense of self. You did not build up their self-esteem, and you did not hug your boys. You let your boys run and let the streets raise them, and now you're mad that it's coming home to roost. You did that.
So
sprinkle. And you know it's funny because a lot of people fall those type of faults, feminine, and mind you, she does she was a side chick for a married man, for those that's not familiar with that. And I'm surprised women let that go over their head. They never know. They should know now that she's teaching you how to, you know, get and hustle and take and don't do nothing in return for a man. I find it very odd. These are the few women that, and they talking about saying they don't want to deal with their group of men, but they sure as hell will go deal with other races of men. But for God's sake, other race men don't want that shit. When they see black people, black women in nature, they say, I'm going to just, you know, have my fun, use it as a rag doll, and keep it pushing. And that's something that women still not comfortable with. But we tell the truth here. We're not going to sugarcoat. It doesn't serve you well, baby. It doesn't serve you well at all for people doing that. I'm telling you personally, you know, for you to try to get some and not give enough in return, it's not going to work in this modern era, in this 21st century. You're going to give some to get something at least. And if you're not doing that, it's your loss. It is your loss indeed. And you're going to create the so-called very dudes that you're complaining about. Let's keep listening.
How do we fix this situation?
First of all, stay out of father's business. Let me give you an example. I have 2 daughters. I know nothing about menstruation. I watch my children come into the world, but I don't know what it is to have the pain of childbirth. I stay in my lane. Protect, provide, back up my wife. If I had sons, my wife would fall back because it is my job, like it was my father's job and his father's job before him, to raise his son into a man. We have taught our children, we have taught society, and we put a battery in our women's back by telling them that masculinity is toxic, that submission is wrong. I got to submit to God. I got to submit to the IRS. You submit to your white ass boss every single day, but yet and still you won't submit to your husbands. But then you get on these podcasts, you get on these television shows, you watch these reality shows that are scripted, and you sit up there and you say, I want a man who's a provider. No. Your husband is supposed to be a provider. We out of whack. Iyanla Van Zandt told y'all was out of order and nobody wanted to hear it.
So maybe I feel like with the submission thing, I feel like, because that's like a hot topic on the podcast world with submission, but we keep telling black women to submit to men that don't have their life together.
Who said that?
How can you submit to a man who doesn't submit to God? Everybody's not like you.
I understand that.
You are like in the rare percentage.
I get that.
You must know that there are a lot of black men who don't move like you, who are not successful, who don't want to go to school, who don't want to do anything with their life, who don't have any finances, who don't have any ambition, who have nothing to offer but some dick.
Okay.
So how can you keep telling? And
yes.
let's talk about it,
Clap it
because
up.
let's talk about it. Black women are in record numbers going to college. We're opening degrees. We're getting accolades. We're running nonprofits. There's a large portion of black women who are educating themselves and taking their lives to the next level, while the black men are not reaching those goals. They're not meeting us on those levels.
Black women are the largest group of entrepreneurs. They also have more degrees. There are more black women in the C-suite. And to quote Dr. Umar Johnson, you don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
It's very suspicious.
You don't find that suspicious?
Go ahead.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Black women also have the majority and the highest rate of student loan debt, which means your debt to income ratio is shot.
My God, you can't make this ish up. Like Kevin always told us many times. Listen.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up. God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
We need to say more? Do we have to say more? Do you really find that suspicious? But it goes to show, and let's be honest here. Most women today, when they go get degrees, they're not getting degrees that it can be very useful in society. They get it because they want a comfortable and more higher wage for doing minimal or less effort. And we're being but honest here. That's why you hear them talking about these degrees and nonsense, right? Right? Because when they talk about we're educated, what the fuck does that mean? And I'm being really honest to y'all. What does that really mean? They can't really articulate tell you what it is to be so-called educated, or I like to call trained. Now, training is a different wording than being educated, because educating is always an ongoing process. It never stops. It begins from the cradle to potentially the grave, if done correctly. Most people think that they go to school, get a degree, they're educated. No, you're being miseducated. You're being trained to be a greater dummy and parrot for others. To be honest with y'all, that so-called training does not make you possible to be self-sufficient, to draw away from making money for others. So we have to redefine these terms and be honest with ourselves. And I think a lot of black women, they keep throwing that they're the most educated in a lot of people's face, especially black men says, because in their mind, they got some up over you and say you must submit and bow down to me, the matriarch. And a lot of black men will look at you from your toes down to your chest, not to your face if you don't got nothing. And they'll look at you with a side funny and just laugh in your goddamn face. Man, anyway, let's keep going because I can go on and rant with that, but y'all know the deal. Let's go.
Problem number one. Problem number two is you spend all that time getting these things on you and not getting any learning in you. Having more degrees than a thermometer does not mean that you understand the temperature of our people. On top of that, I don't need a degree to tell you I'm a man. Most of my degrees are sitting in the drawer and the rest of them are at my mama's house in Arizona. I ain't seen them. It don't matter. Everything I learned in college was about happening outside of the classroom.
But you went to college,
Hold on.
You went to college, though.
I went to college to please my mother. I had a record deal. I was singing backgrounds for Teddy Pendergrass. Let's tell the whole story, not just the parts you like.
Let's hear the whole story. Because, it goes back, again, to a lot of the black sisters here. And this mental illness, this thinking, this stupid thinking they have. That I got a degree, I went to school, so that usher me, I'm better than you. It's a dirty false status. And right now, I'm going to be really honest with y'all. And I'll be honest with myself, too. Most people that go to school, I would say, and go as far as getting that 4-year degree or maybe an associate's or whatever degree you get, it's just a status symbol. And there's nothing you can wipe your ass with now. Because that status don't mean ish if you don't have no one that can validate your status. And most of this society, which is still run by non-black people, validate people in what areas they're in or what type of status they are and how far or how high the status they're gonna achieve. So really true, it's a falsification for those that don't know. We're gonna talk the whole truth here on the Chaos Rain Show. I don't really hold my tongue on a lot of things. It doesn't suit you or serve well. I tell you this, and I'm being honest, personally. Your status is validated from the people that's the majority in this country. That's not us. Simple as that. All right, let's go.
And
but
most
you still
of us,
went to college.
Again, most of us, black men specifically, go to college out of pressure from their mamas and their grandmamas, not because it's something to do to better themselves. The school industrial complex is made for black women. There have been several studies on this that talk about how young black boys are automatically labeled as behavior problems. They were labeled as educable mentally retarded back when Les Brown was in school, and that's going all the way back to the 50s. Then you sit up there and you put them in the programs, then you double down on their reading scores so that you know how many prisons to build. Everything is set up to make sure you rise and think that you are now above us, as opposed to realizing that there's a conspiracy to separate you from me.
So how do we fix it is what I'm trying to get at.
First of all, you sat up there and gave me a 30-minute dissertation on how great black women were doing, but the second I
support my black women, that's all.
I support black women.
I support black men
Here's
too,
the thing. The majority of my...
And there's the problem. Now, that's fine if you want to support black women, but you got to take it with a grain of salt. You got to take what's the word? You got to take what the weather gives you. How you gonna complain about the what do they call it, the water or the rain and not the sleep? It's a special word they call it. I forgot. It's a special saying. But you can't complain about certain things and don't accept it as is. You are so-called educated to be a fool And not only to be a fool, but a greater fool with debt. You're not any better. You talking about you're the most beautiful specimen on earth, but you show your ass to the world. That is not a flex. And a lot of women back up the degenerate behaviors of other women, black women within the group. So if you're going to accept because you're in the best interest of black women, you got to take it all, the good, the bad, and unfortunately the ugly, and which a lot of sisters nowadays don't like when most black men reveal the more ugly piece or the uglier side of black women. Because damn, they give and reveal the so-called ugly side of black men all day, every day. So black men is a return favor, pointing two fingers back at you, which you don't like to see or hear, but it is what it is. So, you can't fool me, And really, even with this content today, talking about this man is dropping not only facts, but in-depth details of why. To the point where he'll give you a solution if he asks you, which really he should not give a lot of black people solutions, because black people know the solution, right? If they really was serious about solutions and they have no direction, they're better off buying that man's book. And they're not going to, because most black people, and I, like myself, I try to make the conscious effort to do more. We don't read, or we don't do enough reading at all. So we just sit there, open our mouths, and talk out our butts. And that's not acceptable. Not to me, and I don't think anybody should accept that as well. All right, let's keep going. And I hope you guys enjoying the show so far. I hope you guys enjoying this. Let's go.
Clients, the majority of my executive staff, my man Ricardo Cordial, who's been a client of mine for 5 years, he will tell you the majority of the people in my executive team are black women. I have put more black women in the 1% than Nick Cannon with a bag of Viagra. So this is not about supporting black women.
Okay.
There's a woman named Anissa Getna who had a nursing business, and she had a credit business, and she went and bought her husband. By the time I was done with her, she went and bought her husband a car dealership, then moved to South Africa. She got an AT&T grant. So when it comes to supporting black women, I don't talk about it, I be about it. So that's not the issue. The issue is we need to fix it by divorcing ourselves from their agenda, which is educate our women, make them feel so high up because they got the C-suite positions, they got the degrees, they got the jobs that they put them in, while they disqualify us, underqualify us, tell us we can't do anything, take all of the skilled labor out, and then when they don't take the skilled labor out, they sit there and then make it look like there's something wrong with that. Even look at the movies. There's been Tyler Perry movies where the dude is a mechanic. The least watched Tyler Perry movie is what? Daddy's Little Girls, because God forbid you see a responsible single father and a baby mama who decided that a drug dealer, a YN, is better than a dude that works hard every day, because that's not sexy enough to brag for your friends. You have to understand that this is a psychological op that is played on so many levels that nobody wants to talk about it. So the solution is we go independent, we reject our trash, we stop taking in every piece of bad bitch bullshit that we get. We start looking at the fact that we don't have one black-owned record company, but we got all these black record labels run by palm-colored people with little hats on the back of their heads telling us how we should operate, and then they sit down with Charlemagne and say, oh, well, I just got to eat. Leor Cohen.
God damn, he went in on the small hats. God damn, this dude's deep. Let's keep listening.
When you've eaten, bro, you created a 360 deal. Y'all don't want to do payday loans, but what the hell you think a record deal is?
Talk to me about the 360 deal now.
So, huh?
The 360 deal.
All right, so a 360 deal means that instead of you just signing a record deal and they get their money from the record sales, they get money from your email list, your website, your touring, your merchandise, your name, image, and likeness. They own you, and they give you a big old advance, and when you don't possibly clear that advance, they turn around and give you another one. Look at Drake.
I thought you were referencing the 360.
God damn. He just explained how the music industries, as it stands today, still controls niggas. And I think really that 360, from what I'm hearing, did not come around until after 50 Cent started to make money outside the label. And matter of fact, I'm going to do more little digging right now as I let this play, because I want to make sure if this really started came around in 2009. I think it came out that they create these contracts either last 17 or 9 or 16 years ago. I'm gonna check now. Let's keep going. Base.
360 deal went to the black community. I'm sorry. I knew what the 360 deal was. I guess what I'm trying to get from you, and I really appreciate your wisdom coming on the show. I really just want to find like the common ground, because I understand what you're saying, where black women go to school and they get degrees and they feel like they're higher up. But how do we, level it out?
As I look this, make sure you guys hit the like button and share the stream. Like always, like, comment, and subscribe to that channel.
Versus me, it's you and me, right? So here's the thing. When we were allowed to go to school before our women were, we came back and we taught our women. We have to start realizing that we need to raise our entire community, not just our children. So if you're coming with information, instead of standing on the corner with your girls talking about, clock it, I got this many degrees, clock it. Why don't you start clocking the ability to start elevating all of us? We need think tanks that don't involve white money, non-black money, and I'm not saying we can't have allies, but we need to start circling our wagons amongst each other. We need to start circling our dollars amongst each other. The Jews do it, the Italians do it, the Chinese do it. When black people do it, they look at you like you crazy. There is no reason that FUBU should not still be hot today. Y'all rocking Ralph Lauren. There is no reason why Motown should have been sold to anybody but black hands. There's no reason why BET should have been sold to anybody but black hands. And y'all crying about the BET Hip Hop Awards. Hello, Boo Boo Cakes. BET ain't been owned by black people in 27 years.
Now, I'm not sure if it's 27 years. Last time I checked, BET was officially sold in 2004. That's 21 years now. So if he said 27 years, that means BT have been sold out since 1998. It was established as a one-time commercial in 1980. So if my math suits me right, 1980 from 2000 to 1998, that's a period of 18 years. I mean, BT did not even survive a whole generation. That's crazy. Anyhow, let's keep going.
Amen.
So if you want a solution, the solution is ignore the rhetoric, ignore the propaganda, and realize that I am not your competition. I am your completion. I am the one that's supposed to protect you, but the Bible says it is better for a man to live in the roof of his house than be in a house with a quarrelsome woman. Calm all that down. All that sprinkle shit, calm that down. And by the way, when it comes, and this is just me making sure that I'm giving you a solution, if you are so talented, so gifted, so degreed, so smart, how you let dumb niggas nut up in you and make babies?
You over here talking?
Without a ring, without any type of commitment, and then you go and say that you don't like the white man, he's oppressing you, this, that, and the third, but you go to your white boss, then you go to your daddy government, and you allow daddy government to go tax this man instead of working it out with this man. And if this man was a deadbeat, you should have known that before you shed your clothes like Country Crock and spread your legs. There's accountability on both sides.
Dave Anderson, I totally agree. There is accountability. Before we home run,
See that? Dave Anderson did not play. He came to give you that work of God. And I'm happy about it, personally. I think a man has to say it, call it out. And they never did. So I'm pleased, very pleased. All right. And the reason why I'm pleased because someone has called out, and personally, I don't think enough of them are calling it out. And so, I'm gonna let them continue cook because they're gonna wrap this up.
Gotta go. I gotta put you in some hot seat questions. How did your experience in the media industry shape your approach to entrepreneurship?
All right. I left the media because people kept taking my ideas and making millions off of them. Period, point blank. There have been top-rated TV shows I came up with I'll never get credit for. You can go look on my YouTube channel if you want to see some pilots. There are apps and ideas I won't get credit for. And because I was young and I didn't know any better, I learned the term work for hire. And my whole thing is y'all keep making all this money and I'm not getting no residuals. And it's a work for hire, then I'm going to head and retire. So at 34 years of age, I walked away from the industry and I have not been back. I've been offered at least 29 jobs. None of them backed up a Brinks truck big enough for me to come back. And I realized that the only way to get there is to own your stuff, because when it's their game and you're playing in their game, I know you think you're on your corporate hustle, but the truth of the matter is you got to sit up there and realize that you're the engine, you're the creativity, so you ought to be able to create. That brother did 11 years in jail, and then he turned around and made an app because he saw that the calling system wasn't working right. That's genius.
Genius.
Tap into your genius and stop letting them exploit it for pennies on the dollar.
Well said. Well said. Who was the most difficult person you ever had to deal with in the industry?
Aside from myself?
Yes.
Ricky Smiley.
Oh my God.
No. See, again, this is not to disparage that man. Because I remember in 2000 in Fayetteville, North Carolina, when comedy clubs wouldn't let me on the stage because I was on the radio, even though I'm a Laugh House original. Before Kevin Hart ever graced the stage, I was doing Laugh House numbers. Ricky Smiley paid me out of his own pocket and gave me his spot. So credit where credit is due. He took a 28-year-old kid and made him a producer, even though I'd already worked with Wendy Williams, even though I'd already worked with DJ Clue. He said, I want that dude.
Right.
So this is not to disparage him, but you got to remember 15 years ago, we didn't have the conversations we have now in normalized mental health. We don't talk about ADHD and bipolar the same way. We don't understand the pressures that they do, and you also don't understand the corporate game they run. So they'll run to the talent and say, hey, your producer's doing this, that, and the third. Then they'll run to the producer like, you got to get the talent together. But if the person writing your check can't control you, how you expect a 28-year-old kid to do it?
Right. So that's what, oh, you were the 28-year-old kid.
I was. So they come to you, let's just say theoretically.
And you know, that's a good move on his part to walk away from it. I wish most black men more walk away from these industries more sooner if they can, because especially if you're making 6 figures or more, usually if you hit the 7-figure mark, yeah, you should plan your exit strategy from those industries. I'm just saying, personally. But other than that, you know, yeah, your time is very valuable, and you're giving too much of your time and making them make them all the money and making them rich for no reason, and you can't profit on your own success and your own innovation. It's kind of moving and hustling backwards. But you know, like I said, a lot of us men don't really realize when we're getting duped and being used at that higher magnitude until we get there. So anyhow, guys, if you like this, hit the like button. If you want to comment onto the chat room, you're going to have to subscribe to the channel. Let's go.
Hypothetically, allegedly, they say you either get him together or you're going to turn around and it'll be D.L. Hughley and the rest of y'all, or it'll be Rudy Rush and the rest of y'all, or it'll be Cedric the Entertainer and the rest of y'all. And this man is one of my best friends. When you can't get to somebody, you divide and conquer.
Right.
And to me, that was heartbreaking. It was difficult. And after that experience, I wound up homeless.
Oh, no. From what, the situation with Ricky Smiley?
Yep. Because he wouldn't talk about what actually happened. They made me hire consultants, and they was bugging him, so on and so forth. And so as a result, like, jobs I was up for all of a sudden wasn't calling me. Friends that I had supported, stood up in their weddings, wasn't calling me. And the savings ran out. The job wasn't happening. I wound up sleeping in my truck and washing my nuts in the gas station sink.
At that point in your life, so how did you get back to where you are now, get back to the successful side of yourself?
I had a family. I went home. I had a family that covered me. I had a praying grandmama. And my mother was nice enough to say, listen, you can have my house, build your business, you know, build yourself. And then, you know, I got my family, and then I was able to be what some people would consider successful. I don't feel like I'm successful. I think there's more to do. I ain't but 48. I ain't 50 yet. I feel like my greatest accomplishments are ahead of me. Where I was at 28 ain't where I am at 48. So
what
it's
do you-
nice to talk about the past, but I don't live there.
What's some of the things you want to accomplish?
Wow. I want to make sure that my daughters marry really competent people that love them and take care of them better than I can currently take care of them. I want to make sure that I'm giving voice to people who don't normally get that opportunity, either because of how they look or what they say. I'm consistently looking for new things to innovate. Like I just created a company called Zenith Media Labs, and so people don't
Say it
understand.
one more time.
Zenith.
Zenith.
Media Labs. It's a company because virality, going viral. I want to go viral. Virality is a science, and once you understand how to hack that algorithm, you can do anything. You know, so I got my own version of ManyChat. I did a whole lot of stuff, but my main thing right now is I want to be happy, and happiness comes when I finally figure out the one thing I haven't accomplished yet. Because every time I set my mind to doing something, I do it, and then I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do next?
Right.
And so that's what I'm on, man. I want to be able to mentor and uplift people like you.
Thank you.
You know, help people grow their plans, grow their businesses. Because here's the thing. You ever heard the phrase, it's lonely at the top? The reason that it's lonely at the top is because a lot of black people get to the top and they shut the door behind them and they don't want to let you in.
Yep.
Gatekeepers.
So
Get away from the gatekeeper.
I'm of the mind to do that, which is why, like, normally for a consult with me, it's $3,000 an hour. But because it's Carisha the Diva, I want to make sure if you want to have a consult with me right now, if you go to my Instagram, you click the link in my bio, there's a 30-minute consult for $297 and a 60-minute consult for $497. And with that comes a plan from my team, with that also comes 3 extra coaching sessions for me because I want to make sure you're successful. That's the difference between talking about it and being about it. If you're not willing to invest in yourself a little bit, you can't expect to make millions. You might as well just go to your cubicle, they waiting on you, and if you got hit by a bus, they're going to have your job filled before you get flowers at your funeral.
You better talk about it, Mr. Anderson. We love it. Where can we follow you at online, and where can people buy the book, The Real Black Agenda?
For those of you who don't have your book here and it's on Amazon, let me tell you something. Amazon's taking 70% of your profit. I use Amazon for what it's supposed to be. It's a tool. It's a hub. So you get my book directly from me at therealblackagenda.com. Again, therealblackagenda.com. Say it with me now. It's like a pimp named Slickback. You say the whole thing. Therealblackagenda.com. My social media is at The Business Bully. I'll be right there in the VIP if you want to book a consult and buy a book. That's what I'm here for. I thank you so much for this platform. This is absolutely amazing. I'm so happy to be here. I'm happy you give an opportunity to people who otherwise would not be able to have that opportunity, and I'm proud of your journey, and I'm proud of you.
This man is, do your research. Thank you, everybody. Dave Anderson, the Business Bully.
Ooh,
All right. That was good. That was beautiful. Very beautiful. Beautiful. The Real Black Agenda. Let me pull that up. Because, you know, he did such a great job. It would be so nice to do so. Let's see. For y'all, so y'all can see it. And it pulled right here. Real Black Agenda by Dave Anderson. Well, what do you know? Let me make sure it's the right one. Yeah, this is the one right here. And it came out this year. Okay. April 24th. Has 106 pages. Okay, $19. Okay. All right. Not bad. Not bad. All right, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna copy link and share it with y'all. Let me see if I could. I got so many tabs. Okay. All right. It's look clear. Let me see if I can share this so y'all can see this. I like to screen share this. So yeah. Yeah, no, I don't. All right. So here you go, guys. for those that want to look the man up because he did such a fantastic job. All right. Matter of fact, cancel. Let me open another tab. Cause I want this tab to be solely separate. All right, good. Oh shit, I shouldn't do that. All right, here we go. So let me share this so you guys can see this. This is his book. The Real Black Agenda. You get now, guys. This is the man's books. Only 160 pages. And it goes inside to everything. Broken households, mask, all system, black pain, miseducation, etc. And besides other books, Elevate Excellence, The Black Agenda, another one by Anna Griff. Who knows the hell that is? Man, many other books. So this is the man. That's his book. All right. A must-get book. A must-get book, indeed. All right. So now he talks about these ladies talk about they're so educated. And you're so educated, but you still allow these so-called dudes you call young niggas you bust it wide open and let them shoot up the club. So now what I'm going to share is a few ladies of their confessions of why they love, and I mean love with an L-O-V-E-E, L-O-V-E, men that are what they call white ends, or what we like to call the thug type brothers. Here you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been thug free for about 3 years now, and someone just asked me, Jay, how has life been since you left them thugs alone? I'm bored. Bored. I found me a high value man. Turned around and found out he had a low quality of life. Now hear me out. The man makes good money, corporate America, okay? But he has sleep apnea and he wears compression shorts to bed. You ever try to get a man aroused in compression shorts? Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, it's pretty difficult. Pretty hard. Difficile. And to be honest, I didn't even ask what the medical condition was, okay, that required him to wear compression shorts to bed, and I probably should, especially if I want to be added to his will. At this point, I may relapse. Keep me in your prayers, please.
I don't think that's the right video. Now I think about it. Let me find the actual video, guys. I apologize. I thought that was the right one, but that was not the right one. Let me see if I can find that shit. No, that's not it. I am determined to find that particular video. Where is this? Where is she? Where the hell is she? Is it this one? I hope that is. Hold on, guys. I gotta find that video. All right. Oh my goodness. Where is this chick's Instagram? All right. I gotta find it. Should have found it early. I thought I downloaded that crap. This is not good. Oh, damn it, guys. I think I did an error. Shit. Let me go in my history. I think I did something wrong, guys. Damn it. Let me think. I can fix this. Let me find it. What time is it? Yeah, I can find it. I think this is the one. Ah, found it. All right, let me see if I had the video. I had the video, guys. I don't know what the hell. And this is bad. You know, I always prepare ahead of time. But let's see. All right, that's not it.
Now, call me crazy if you want, but I am a recovering thug addict, okay? And it is very hard to stop doing something cold turkey that you.
Okay, I found it. Okay, I do have it. So let me run this one then. I apologize, guys. This is one of them, but there was another one. So I'm gonna upload that right now. Right now. Where is it? That thug loving. You know, like the woman that loves thugs, man. All right. All right. I think this. All right. Make sure. Yeah, this is the one. All right, here's the one.
Call me crazy if you want, but I am a recovering thug addict, okay? And it is very hard to stop doing something cold turkey that you've become addicted to, right? So I no longer date thugs. I'm dating squares now. So when you're talking to me, do me a favor and put a little bass in your voice. Like, be mean. Not mean for real, but mean just to please me in the moment. You get what I'm saying? Like, I need you to sound really assertive, like you mean it. Like role play a little bit. Now don't go upside my head, but say things like,
But what's wrong going upside head, sweetie? That turns a lot of women on, especially sisters. When you know a man just sit there, he up there saying and speaking sweet, soft, thuggish language while pop you in the backside of your head. Or sometimes he'll sit there, you know, and he'll just, you know, hit from the back. And as you about to, he just pop you in the back of your head. Listen, my good friend Roger said it best. A woman that deals with a man that takes physicality and still stays, she loves it. Because this man fulfills her deepest, darkest fantasies, including make her, you know, climax in many ways. Let that sink in, gentlemen. So when a woman tells me says she was in an abusive, violent relationship, I look at her and say, "Oh, really? It was that bad? Did you call police? Do you got police support? No. Okay, then you enjoyed it. Moving on. Let's continue listening."
let's say you tell me to do something and I don't do it as fast. Be like, what'd I say? Tell me to shut the up. Tell me to go sit down somewhere. Like, when you say something to me, pretend like, you feel me? Because I be having withdrawals and I be like, he's too nice. And another thing, like, I know that you like to dress nice and wear these dry fit shirts. Can you put on a black?
I tell you, the black female species is something to study wholeheartedly. It's a very interesting specimen. It's like the days of enslavement when they used to have black women on that weird what they call it, table, where she stands on all fours, and you have those sick bastards examine her body from head to toe, and eventually pulling all parts of her bodies. They're very intrigued specimens, you know, trained to be, you know, a sexual deviant for other groups of men, including black men. For those black men that don't know. Let's continue.
Hoodie. Can you sag your pants a little bit?
Yeah, sag your pants.
I know you like to smell good, but can you spray the smell of a black and mild every now and then?
Listen, baby, yes. I'm not gonna make my pants sag. I'm not doing that, baby. You know, I don't want my ass shown to the world. You know, if it turns you on, I'm sorry, I can't oblige that. And you know, it's funny. I told the story one time that I dealt. Well, I don't know if I was dealing with this chick, but anyway, she was out there just admiring the stair outside the window, and said, "This man is sexy as hell." And I said, "Why this man is considered sexy?" She said, "Cause this man, I could see the back of his ass. His pants was sagging. I could see his drawers." It shocked me. I don't understand why it did. And it now that as I come to understand now at this point in life, it hit me say, "Oh my God, sweetie, you are infatuated of a low level nigga. You up here have these twisted fantasies of being in the back of a car with a so-called man that is thuggish, and he's out there just whispering, kissing, and blowing your back out. That turns you on." And this thing when she's talking about the hoodie thing, this one's is hilarious. Listen more.
And then I just did a whiff. At least put on some gray sweats and a white tee.
Yeah.
Some Air Maxes.
I don't know what that is, baby.
Tell me you got to bust a few moves or make a few plays. Something. Okay. These are just things that I need as a recovering thug addict. And if that is just way too much to ask, I may ask you for a hall pass to go hit a few corners with my homie. Because that is the only way I'm going to scratch that itch. Let me just call one of my homies and take a ride with him, hit a few corners, make a few plays, and then I'll be back and I'm all yours. No? And one last thing, can you turn your music up when you play it? Turn it up, turn the bass up. If not, we're going to get at least 412s, okay? Because I can't do these stock speakers anymore. I know some Migos who got a shop. I can call them up. They'll hook you up with 412s, 215s, whatever you want. Another subwoofer, a new amp, something. But the stock speakers, we got to get those out of there. We got to get them out. So I say all that to say, as a recovering thug addict, if I ask you to do any of the things that you have heard in this video, please do it, brother. Please help me. Help me scratch this itch. Going cold turkey.
Yeah, baby,
scratch. When you have been addicted to anything can be very hard. So please, cut me a break. Stop enunciating all your words so perfectly.
Yeah,
I just need you to look a little rough, a little rugged, like you've been trapping all day or something, like you've been busting a few moves.
Yeah, baby.
Go to the bank. Pull out a wad. When you come home, throw that wad on the dresser, along with a lighter and possibly some other things that a thug would have in his pocket. You're going to have to get your acting skills on. Put some basil in a baggie. I beg of thee. Tie that thing up. Throw it on the dresser. Let me see it, please. Thank you.
Yes, baby. We'll fulfill your fantasy. I'm saying I'm going to come F you tonight, just for that. I'll put on the mask for tonight just to fulfill your dark, twisted fantasies. Yes, I'll do that. Oh, you guys know what to do, man. I've been doing this for a while now. Support the channel.
My money.
I told you.
Where is my money?
Betty. Bring me everyone.
I need my money. I need my money.
What do you mean everyone?
Support the channel. Hit the super chat. No Cash App. I have Cash App, but I don't use it anyway. So, but if you want, you can throw coins in the Cash App. Anyway, support channel, and please, like always, like, comment, and subscribe. Next video of another woman confession of why they view and love thugs, or they call young YNs.
I feel like some of y'all that had daddies was like that too. But anyways, I didn't know that, but I'm not saying that's my reason. I don't know. It's some.
And this is a very, look like she a pretty younger sister. Black woman, young black woman. And she looked like she's a big back, unfortunately. Very sad. As much as she looked like her face looks somewhat attractive. And I mean, attractive in a way. I'm not feeling the lashes, but they gotta doll themselves up a little bit to make themselves look extra fine and sexy. If she lose a little weight, it goes a long way. And she knows too. So let's keep going.
Something about a hood dude Well, first of all, there's two different types of hood dudes, and my definition might be different than yours. But the main reason I wanted one because they give me a sense of protection. Well, I thought they did. I thought they was like giving protective, and I feel like as somebody, maybe this is right.
So let me get this straight, baby. You deal with a thuggo or thug man because he gives you protection, but you thought. So if you thought, then why bother enter this thug and deal with him in a personal and a sexual manner? Why are you doing it? You're wasting time, I think, in my opinion. You believe you're protected, but in essence, you're not. So by dealing with this thug man, this young thug or young YN, you feel safe. I beg to differ. Let's go.
As somebody that didn't have a dad, I always craved like that protectiveness. That's supposed to naturally come from a dad, but I didn't have that. So, I always wanted somebody that was gonna be very masculine. I think I looked for somebody that's hood dudes is what I considered toxic masculinity. She got the zoomies. I'm finna kick her ass out. That's what I would consider like toxic masculinity. Like those are perfect examples of that. Like, but it gave real masculine to me, so I wasn't catching on the fact that it was really fake. But I always thought like, a hood dude gonna protect me, and they will, but it's so much more than just protecting. But let's talk about the two different types of hood dudes before we get too deep. The type of hood dude that I was talking about, I was referring to a hood dude that's like from the hood, knows stuff about the hood, but that's not necessarily in the streets. That's not necessarily still passing out dime bags and all that stuff. That's not necessarily toting that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was referring to. But
I let this little mix, this, Oh, what's good, Dr. D? Keisha, let chaos reign. Oh, shit. Oh, snap. Yes. And, she reveals and told the truth. That, and mind you, that she was looking for a father figure. That's why she went out in these streets and said, I need me a thug. I need me a man that looks like he's gangster. I need to feel like a girl and being protected. And you only have your own goddamn mother to blame for this. Like David Anderson said best. When a man's present, you let him cook and do what he has to do. You don't sit there, intrude, or infringe on his fatherly duties if he exercise it. You should be like any woman, play your goddamn role. And the consequence of this is you banish, or he walks out off your ass and leaves you to fend for the children for yourself. And in return, your daughters will be looking for and be attracted to young YNs, these young niggas. Like literally looking for them, searching for a man to help and guide them through life. And it comes in return, ladies, you young ladies that sit there, look for men that are actually about that business, about that life. They're going to give you some good fuck. They're going to blow your back out to the point where you're going to be in delusion. You're going to have schizophrenia. You're going to start talking in your sleep and having these elusive dreams of this man pipe you down and you busting enough. And I mean lots of nuts. That is your future when your father's not present. You're searching for a man in replacement. Very scary. Very scary indeed. I'm gonna let her talk more. Let's go.
Last year I had a run-in with a real YN, just a Mexican YN. You know what I'm saying? And he was very much in the streets. And that's
a Mexican YN. So goddamn girl, you a big bat and you're a swirler? You're divesting too? God damn it. You can't make this shit. and you're divesting as well. My God, you got it bad, sweetie. You got it really bad. I feel sorry for you, sweetie. Real talk. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
That I want to steer clear from. I want the type that just, might have grew up in the hood, might have dabbled and dabbled in the streets. Obviously, that's what comes with the territory, but they ain't in that. They know it's more to life than that. But yeah, I think I obviously was still talking to him because I wasn't sensing danger. It was a bunch of red flags. Not only was he a liar, but it was just so many red flags with his lifestyle. And I was like, huh. But I think I read way too much Wattpad. Way too much Wattpad. We're gonna start there. And then I think for a minute, my definition of hood dude, I was like, okay, yeah, he not that. Well, when I first started talking to him, I didn't know he was that deep. That man is in jail right now. I didn't know he was that deep in the streets as he was. I thought he was just like, a little hood Mexican. He been there, done that, he's trying to do better. That's not how it was. But I don't know. I always thought this was for protection. And part of me is like, I feel like they're more attractive to me. I don't know. I don't know why I feel like they're more attractive. Like, it just be so fun. It be the chains. It be the way that they talk, the way that they dress, the way that they walk. It's so much more that come with that type of dude. It's not just the aesthetics. Like, I know a lot of the baddies, they fuck with the hood dudes, but they fuck with the hood dudes when they're on kind of sometimes different levels, But they going through the same shit that you would go through if you this age. India's still in the courtroom, and her man make millions, lots of money. She still got to be in the courtroom. She still got to be, answering jail calls, and that's just not the life that you want. Because it don't matter what the status is. I think it's gonna always end the same, either in a casket, which unfortunately that's how a lot of them go, or in jail for a long ass time. So still find it a little attractive, but it's just different levels. Like, I don't want the ones that's in the streets actively. I want the ones that's realize it's more to life and they working at construction sites or something like they.
Yeah, but baby, you don't qualify for that, baby. They're gonna look at you and say, "Oh no, you're too big, baby." But they'll give you some good dick, But that's pretty much it, Especially if, and you look as young as you are. Hopefully, you're not past 30 yet. I mean, you still have time. But personally, yeah, you out here, you're getting piped down by non-black men. Mexicans are non-black men. Mostly, they far more European white than anything else. And you're dealing with them as a thug, which is very questionable, but okay. But overall, you up here saying you looking for a man that's, doing that 9 to 5. No, 9 to 5 could see you a mile away, smelling a mile away, and they could smell that you're out there, busting wide open for other groups of men, and they're not gonna really deal with it. It's funny because she already has black skin, not jet black, but brownish color skin. I'm not sure why a lot of you ladies that have that type of skin tone, you put on makeup, make yourself either lighter or browner. It don't make sense. I mean, all the makeup is very unnecessary. I mean, I know the funny thing with skin tone, you have to be very precious with it, especially the more darker you are. You want to have a gloss look. You don't want to be having these type of extra layers. Layers are people that need color, and you don't need much color. You got enough color, baby. Just a good oil, something that's good that will, you wash properly, goes a long way. All this extra stuff you see put on, what you see is she taking the a special wipe to remove the heavy makeup. It's not good for your skin in the long run, honestly. Matter of fact, there was a study one time, or a person said about the consequence and the dangers of using certain makeup on certain skin tone. They said with black skin, from what I remember, guys, and don't quote me because this is what I remember. This is like, this may last 3, 4, 5 years ago. I heard about this. That it adds the extra pulling of your skin. Your skin is already designed to stretch out because melanin is good for aging because our skin don't droop because our skin has elasticity to stay and hold. But when you put on chemical makeup that stays on your skin, it adds the extra layer of metals, toxic metals that start pulling on your skin. So if you're not careful, using heavy makeup can age your skin faster if you're a black woman. Did y'all know that? I think y'all ladies should look into that. But anyway, let's keep going.
Doing more with themselves, but they could get like that, They know how it feels to get like that, and they're not gonna go there unless it's like a necessity in life. Not the ones that find joy and amusement in doing the same shit. Cause those are the type that's gonna grow up, be in their 30s, and you're gonna see them on the corner still trying to ask you, do you need that?
All right. Enough of that lady. Shout out to her. And one last woman I'm about to play. And we could probably call it a day. Maybe. Hope you guys like it. And if you guys want to come up, let me know in the chat room. I'll put the link if you want to come up and express your feelings on this topic today. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Down for y'all, the ones who get it, okay? Let me tell y'all why I like Hoodman, okay? I'm gonna break it down for y'all, the ones who get it, okay? It's not always about the sticks.
And another, little minx here. She look a little big back-ish, But, most men, they'll work with it. Some black men don't mind. Say, if you look a little more caramel looking, they'll deal with you. You know how black men are.
And the 9s and the Glocks and the Mac 40s and the Drakes and the making plays and SRTs, Hellcats. It's not all about that. That plays a major role, but it's not always about that, okay? Now, if you know, you know. Hood men are the most sweetest and most caring guys in the world. Like,
Hoodmen, like Mr. Igmore said, they're disposable. Yeah, they're gonna have to be caring and all that stuff, because you ladies use them as you see fit, as a means to not a greater end, but just a means of using them, because they're disposable. Because you can have something on them if they don't play ball with you. And we all know how most people like disposable things. You like it one day and you want to get rid of it and discard the next. And that's how they view a lot of white ends that are about that life, in that street life that they love. That's thuggy. Let's continue.
Like, I promise you, they are some big babies when they in love. When they really love you and they really rock with you for real, girl, they are the sweetest people in the world. And they just be so fine when you passing the princess, and they just be driving real fast on the highway, speeding out with the Drakes in the car. Girl, I be having a time with my man.
Hear that? She had a time, she liked them type of men that, that fast life, that fast lane, Let me remove this big back off my screen. Yeah, they love all that, So men are not complaining. They're being honest about these type of men that are about the streets. And the reason why I'm adding this part of the segment of this show is, like Dave Anderson said, you ladies talking about you got it all good, but you let in alleged men that are dumb, or what they call it, dumb YNs, shoot up the club and give you babies without any serious commitment. Which, I have to agree with the brother. But the question asks, why are you, giving the power of immortality to dudes that you don't like or respect? Is my question. It's my only question, honestly. And really, we don't go by your words. We go by what you're doing. And we could see from the fruit that you bear, you're doing some effed up foul-ish. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. That's weird. Did the time went back? I think the time just went back. Anywho. Yeah, the time did went back. Yeah, that was surprising. Anyhow, guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream. I gotta check this. Oh. Yeah, so that's it for me, guys. I don't think I have anything else on this, the subject. I'll be looking forward to hearing y'all thoughts and opinions in the comment section of this stream. Do you agree with Dave Anderson in regards black men really don't build. And I forgot that was the whole premise of the stream of the black men. Do they build now? Black men do what is in their best interest for their own preservation. They're not in the business of building much of anybody that is not down with them. Most people take too many men, especially black men, for granted. So in essence, black men that got their mind right, they got everything right, their health, maybe their body, and let's be honest, their finance right, they're not gonna come back to any situation to go build where people are gonna demean it, talk ish, and go as far as destroy ish. They're just gonna move on to some to better opportunities or just better in general. So that's my thoughts. I think Dave Anderson did a good job. I think if you don't know who he is, find him on. I think it's the YouTube channel. I better noon podcast. I think. Yeah, that's the podcast. And if I butcher name, I apologize. Go back to the replay of this. You'll know what type of YouTube channel he has to follow and support the brother. Other than that, thank y'all for listening to today's stream. If you do like this stream, give this video a thumbs up or thumbs down. Oh, and a new thing that is put, you can also increase the fanfare of the hype up video section of every YouTube on a lot of people's channels. Every video has a section when you scroll to look at the comments or anything else you'll find called hype the video up. Please give this video a hype. Let it be nice and known for the algorithm to check it out for others. With your help, you help the Chaos Ring show grow as is. And I love and I appreciate it. Also, follow my social media links. They're in the description below. Follow me on Twitter at ChaosRing7. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Ray on Facebook. Join my Discord service. Also, follow me on Rumble, CRain23. Add me on Facebook, Eric Ray on Facebook. And last but not least, become a member of the Chaos Rain Show. Membership perks. Try and grow the membership a little bit. So I could start doing membership only and be as raw I want to be. But with your help, you'll make these things happen possible. So like I said, I've set goals of how many people I should want to apply for membership yet. I'm still thinking on it. But until then, support your boy Chaos Rain by become a member or just give a super chat, wherever. All forms, all things count. Other than that, thank you. Thank you for watching today's stream. Let me check some. All right. Hold on. Where is this video? Hold on. All right. So until next time, guys. And until next time, let it get us rain.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. And fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. And fuck all you. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. And fuck all you hoes.
They like the chaos.
They like the chaos. So when you're able to
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
The chaos.
let that chaos reign with,
Must reign.